Being a single mom and doing it all by yourself is brutal. Learn the brain and energy tools to get back to your center and overcome your challenges. Welcome to Single Moms Doing It All. This is your host, Muriel Felous. After a hiatus of about 2 weeks, because a lot was happening here in my home, and as well as in the world. And to tell you the truth, I was going to record this episode in several occasions, and I could not put myself to do it. My body wouldn't let me do it. I wasn't aligned. I wasn't sure of what I wanted to talk about. I knew I wanted to approach and somehow link this episode to what's going on today in the world, which is very, very chaotic. We are living hard times. But if there is one thing I really, really want to do in this episode, is to help you approach what's going on and take care of yourself from a point of view that is elevated and help you avoid approaching everything from a point of view of fear, from a vibration that is low, that will not help anybody in the world. So that's why I had to reflect and finally bring myself to it wholeheartedly, because as you know, I love teaching you how to really listen to your heart and co-parent, co-create with the universe. So when I am not aligned, I do not want to put any content out there, because I know that when we listen to something, the vibration is going through, and I didn't want to do that to you. So that's the reason why it took me so long to come up with this episode. But don't worry, I also have a bonus episode that I hope I'll be able to come out with this weekend about, I talked about it a few weeks ago, launching a series called The Realm of All Possibilities, and I already recorded an episode with one of my friend and soon-to-be author, a friend from Toastmasters. I'm dyslexic today. I almost said Postmasters. No. And her story about how she aligned, and she said attracted. You know, that's not a term that I usually use in my vocabulary. I talk more about alignment, like an elevator with high vibration, and how she got the man of her dreams, and now she's married with him, and it's really, really a beautiful story. That's to come. But today, I want to talk about being part of the change in the world, how to get in contact with your own wisdom, to know what's your part, what part do you personally have to play in that, because I believe that all of us now have an obligation to take part to the change at the level that is right for us. Some people will go protest, others will do other things, and other people are not quite sure about what they're supposed to do, what it means to them, but they want to be part of the change. So that's what I want to talk about today. And before I forget, before we go into that subject, and of course, I will conduct a small meditation to help you access that in yourself. Before I do that, I want to let you know that I just started an option on my website for you to try my membership for 7 days for free. And why did I do that? Because recently I had women taking part into the monthly coaching session, and they loved what it did for them so much that they decided to be part of the membership, part of the club. So I want to give you this opportunity to be part of a monthly coaching session, live coaching session where you can come. We're going to work with coaching tools, tapping, meditation, imagery, visualization, writing exercises. Depending on the month and depending on who's there, the energy of the moment, it's always something different. And the beauty of it is that even if you don't want to ask questions or to be a volunteer to share what's coming to you with the exercises, there is always an energy of group. There is no randomness. My belief is that if you are part of that call, you're supposed to be part of it and you're supposed to get something out of it. And many, many times I got feedback from the attendees that even though they didn't really volunteer to share or to take part actively into answering the questions, either in the chat section or by voice, they still got something out of it, even when I was working with a volunteer on the spot, because that's your opportunity to sit into the transformation seat with your own issue, your own fear, your own problem. And we usually have an angle every month. So this month, I would like to work with fear because it is present all around us, both with what's going on in the world and with a lot of moms this month came with questions about stuff that their teens were doing and their fear, their feeling of confusion because they didn't know what to do, when they had to face challenges such as teens smoking weed, teens acting out in very rebellious ways, or even changes and challenges that they were facing for the first time. And I had some moms where the teens literally had such an argument with them that they left the house. All kinds of scenarios which sometimes we think we're alone in them, but we're not alone. There are many, many, many people who face the same things that we face. And on that note, I just want to let you know, I watched the Elton John movie on Amazon Prime. I think it's called The Rocketman. And I remember that in part of the movie, it starts with a support group that he had attended for his many addictions. And he was saying that before he took part into these support sessions, group support sessions, he thought that he was alone with his challenges. And he said that it helped him so much to see that he was not the only person on earth with this kind of problems. And I hear that from moms a lot, and even from women in general. Sometimes when we are in the midst of the dark night of the soul, the challenges of a mom, the challenges as a woman, the breakups, whatever the challenges are, we tend to feel very alone, very isolated, alone facing our storms. And when you come to groups like that, whether it is mine or others, and you see that other women are facing the same kind of challenges, and you see that I had to face these kind of challenges in my life as a coach and as a mom, and that I found solutions to realign with the true essence of who I am, and that's what I teach moms, realign with the true power that lies in us, because we are not that body. We are way more than that. We are really, truly beings of energy, and we can tap into that infinite field of energy, whether you call it God, the universe, or the field, or your creator. It doesn't matter how you call it. You're connected. And it is a resource that is available to us both to receive love. I shared in many episodes how when I felt so lonely and so sad because I don't have family here, I asked God, the universe, to send me love, and it delivered every single time. I felt so surrounded by a cocoon of love that it gave me the strength to start investigating to find the solutions to my issues. And this is available to you. If now you are facing a challenge, if you are facing something that is so difficult that you don't even know how to start, you're afraid, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, you may even be depressed like it was the case for me, this is the place to start, to go within and to connect with who you truly are and to connect with that love and that, frankly, that resource that will show you solutions, that will match you with the people that you need to be matched with to find your solutions, even if it's something you have to learn from a master or to educate yourself on something, you will be matched. The key is to remember to ask, to remember to realign yourself to an emotion where you're not hectic, where you are more centered, because when you are in a very activated negative emotion, you cannot access this part of yourself. So the key is to first work with your emotions. And for that, there are many tools. We use a lot in the group emotional freedom technique and writing exercise, like I was saying, and visualization. There are many, many ways to calm your nervous system down so you can access your wisdom. And that's the starting point. So I wanted to do something today so that you could access that part of you, whether it is a mom challenge that you're facing or just that you want to be more at peace with everything that's going on in the world. Because not only did we have to mourn life as we knew it because of the coronavirus, because we cannot have as much contact with people around us, it's more risky. So there is a part of us that may be sad and even angry. There is a part of us that is grieving. And on top of that, things are happening in the world that are scary, that are sad too. And it's a time for change. So I know that what we're facing right now is sad and dramatic and stuff that happened shouldn't have happened. But we are in a time where things are changing, finally. And that's where I want to put myself, that's where I want to put my focus when I think about that. And that's where I want to help you put yours. Because whether you decide to take action, any kind of action, whether it is a physical action where you're going to go to a place to do something, to show your support, or you're going to help a neighbor by, any way you can help, or you're just going to put good vibes in the world, you need to be elevated before you do that so that you feed the good field of energy, not the field of fear and the field of division, like it's so much the case for so many people, where people cannot agree to disagree. Well, in some cases, if we're talking about the rights of other human beings, I don't agree to disagree. I do not agree with the fact that certain people should be treated differently. I think it is time for change. But there is a way also to be stronger, even if we need confrontation. Sometimes confrontation is necessary, even in our family. I've said it many times. I've said it in interviews. Sometimes the conflict is necessary for things to change, because it is a limit that you need to put and a limit that shouldn't be crossed anymore. And that needs to be made clear. But in order to do that with much more power and impact, there is a need to be going within and connect with our true strength, our true power, which is infinite, which is energetic, which is aligned with higher vibration and higher emotions. So that's what I would like to propose to you today. And if you're listening to this podcast in your car or anything, and you can't stop, you can listen to that later. But if you are listening to it at home and you can sit in a quiet place for a few minutes, it's going to be short. Sometimes you don't need to do long processes to achieve results. And if you can sit in a quiet place, so do so. We're going to take a few deep breaths to calm our nervous system down. Inhale, calm, and exhale anything that disturbs you. And really let go of all the stress in your body. Inhale, relaxation, hold it. See it reaching everywhere in your body, and let go. Imagine the stress leaving your body, physically leaving your body. Inhale again, a relaxing, warm energy. Hold it. And now imagine a ball of stress, and you are blowing that ball of stress out, outside of your body. All the stress is now evaporating, leaving your body. One last one. And blow out the stress. And now put your hand on your heart. Bring your consciousness into that beautiful heart of yours. And imagine a light, a tiny light in your heart. And as you observe that light, as you intentionally bring your consciousness out in the heart, you see that light growing, just because you intend for that light to grow. It soon fills all your chest and goes down into your abdomen, really making all your body shine from within. It fills all your body right now. See it growing, growing. And now see it shining even out of your body in your energetic field all around you. And this light is warm. It is wise. In this light resides your strength, your connection to the divine, to the field around you, your connection to wisdom. And really continue breathing with that light growing and growing, bringing more and more peace within you and around you. And see that light growing and radiating into the world. It is now filling the entire room where you're sitting, bringing more peace and calm and a feeling of safety inside and outside of your body. And it is now radiating in your entire house and all the area where your house is sitting. See it going out in your city, bringing peace and love, soothing everything. See it growing, going out in the world, in your entire country. An energy of peace, an energy of love and safety. Despite anything that can happen, you know you are safe right now. And now see it going all around the globe, mixing with other people who are doing the same thing as you are. All the people that are meditating on peace and love and harmony. All the energy of all of us who are doing it now. And because there is no time, all the people who listen to this podcast before you or after you, this energy is growing. And you're part of a revolution in the world. In a safe and inspired way. And if you have an issue with a member of your family, see this energy surrounding them. And know in your heart that you have all the answers. And now, still with your hand on your heart, ask your heart, what am I supposed to do? And see the first thing that comes to you, whether it is a word, an image, a feeling. And some of us will have to continue doing what we were just doing, energetic world, energetic work. Some of us will have to go take more action in the world. Maybe it's a name that came to your mind, so you're supposed to go see someone. And if you're not sure and nothing came, imagine your energy and your heart opening now. Opening to the field of infinite wisdom. And affirm that you are now open to receive your answer. The answer that is just for you, not for someone else, not for your family members, not for your neighbor, just for you. And expect it to come today or in the days to come. Put your intention to be aware of any new person, information, situation that comes in your life to bring you the answer to your question. And now connect with your heart and with that divine loving energy and say thank you. Thank you for always bringing me the solutions and the answers that I need. And tell yourself thank you for having connected with your heart, for having asked your inner wisdom, and for being a force of good in this world. And now take a deep breath, feeling the gratitude in your heart for all the good things in your life. And expect surprises, good surprises to come. And you can open your eyes. I would be curious to know what came to you. If you're listening to this podcast on my website, there is a comment field. Under, you can always put comments. Did anything surprising come to you? Did any answer? You don't have to share the answer if it's too personal and you don't want to, but just sharing that something came to you, and take note of what came, because the more you do that, the more you ask, this is the intuition part of you. The more you do that, the more you strengthen that intuition. And the more you reinforce the belief that you're not alone and that you are supported by the universe and by life. And so the more your belief is stronger, the stronger your belief, the more you will see your answers. Because it's all a question of what you focus on, you will notice both in you and outside of you. That's the way our brain is built, and that's the way the energy is, like an elevator where you stop at the floor of a certain emotion and a certain belief and a certain intention, and you will be matched with what is vibrating at the same level and resonating with it. So I really hope it helps. And I hope that even though our times are really times of change, and it can be scary and it can be emotionally triggering and difficult. I hope that you can find some moments of peace and love within you. And I hope that my podcast is one of the ways that you can access that. I am sending you love from my heart, imagining that I connect to your heart. And I will be seeing you next time, or here in the podcast, or if you want to put a comment on YouTube. More and more people are doing so now. I'm really, really happy about it. Thank you for being here and for listening. All my love to you.